Good morning. You're welcome to mathematics class today. I hope you're all doing great. So today we're going to learn about factors of numbers. This is a little different from what we'll be learning in math for a while now, so I'd like you to pay attention. It's quite interesting and easy. So let's get started. First of all, let's talk about the objectives, what we stand to gain in today's math class. So two things are sure. One, at the end of this class, you'll be able to tell what a factor is in mathematics. And you'll be able to find factors of given numbers. So for instance, I give you number 7 or number 6, and I ask you to find out the factors of these numbers. You will be able to find the factors at the end of today's lesson, okay? So now let's begin with what a factor is. So factors are whole numbers that you multiply together to get another number. For example, if you multiply 2 times 3, it will give you 6. If you multiply 3 times 6, it gives you 6. Now, if you multiply 1 times 6, it gives you 6. And if you multiply 6 times 1, it gives you 6. Therefore, number 1, 2, 3, and 6 are factors of the number 6. Do you understand? If you multiply these numbers, they give you 6. Therefore, they are factors of 6. What other way can we define what a factor is? Let's find out. A factor of a number divides that number without leaving any remainder. Did you see? A factor of a number divides that number without leaving any remainder. Now let's see some examples. So you have 1, 2, 3, and 6. They can divide 6 exactly. That means if you divide 6 by 6, if you have 6 persons and you give them 6 oranges to divide, there will be no remainder. Each person will get 1. And if you decide to give the whole 6 oranges to one person, that's fine. Do you understand? Same thing with number 2. If you divide number 6 with 2, it gives you 3. And if you divide number 6 with 3, it gives you 2. Nothing is remaining. Okay? So that means that these numbers 1, 2, 3, and 6 are factors of 6. But let's imagine that you divide number 6 with number 4. Is it possible? No, they will be remaining. 2 will remain. So that means number 4 is not a factor of 6. Same goes with 5. If you divide number 6 with 5, there will also be a remainder, which is 1. So 5 is not a factor of 6. I hope it's getting clearer. Now, here are some more points to note when you're talking about factors. The first one is 1 is a factor of every number. That means 1 can divide every number. Okay? Now, another point is every number is a factor of itself, meaning every number can divide itself without a remainder. The factors of a number is always less than the number. Okay? Apart from itself, the other factors are less than that number. The last factor of a number is the number itself. Okay? So when you're looking for the factors always have it at the back of your mind that the last factor you write down is that number itself. Then every number except number 1 has at least 2 factors. So number 2 will have 1 and 2. Okay, but number 1 has only itself. So from number 2 up, they all have at least 2 factors. Number 3 has 1 and 3. That's 2 numbers. Okay, don't forget that. For example, so I have 1 and the number itself. That's 5. Let's take 5 for instance. 5 is the 2 factors in 5 are 1 and 5. So there are 2 factors there. Then the last point is factors of a number can be gotten by using either multiplication or division. Okay, you see the first definition I gave you has to do with multiplication, but this last one has to do with division. So you divide and then there's no remainder. Okay, so when you're handling or you're dealing with factors, you know that 2 methods: you multiply and you can also divide. Okay, now let's go to examples proper. We're going to work with 3 examples in today's class. So find the factors of the following numbers. A, find the factors of number 8. B, find the factors of number 7. C, find the factors of number 9. Okay, let's go and start with number 8. And in number 8, we're going to use the multiplication method. So look out for all the possible 2 numbers you can multiply together to get 8. You start with number table 1. So 1 times 8, what will it give you? 8. 2 times 4, what will it give you? 8. How about 4 times 2? 8. How about 8 times 1? 8. So from these numbers that you've spread out now, can you tell what are the factors of number 8? Easy. The numbers you multiplied to give you 8 are the factors. So let's list them from the lowest to the highest. We have 1, we have 2, we have 4, and remember the last factor is 8, the number itself. Okay, isn't this simple? Very simple. Example number 2, let's find out the solution. Now we're looking for the factor of number 7. What do we look out for? Look out for all the 2 possible numbers you can multiply together to get 7. And as always, you start with table 1. So if you multiply 1 times 7, what will it give you? 7. How about if you multiply 7 times 1? It will give you 7. So these are the only 2 numbers you can multiply together to give you the number 7. So that means number 1 and 7 are the factors of 7. Easy peasy. Now, here comes the last solution. We are finding the factors of the number 9. So what do we look out for? We look out for all the possible numbers you can multiply together to get 9. So what do we start with? We start with table 1. So 1 times 9 equals 9. How about 3? If you multiply 3 times 3, what will it give you? 9. How about 9 times 1? What will it give you? 9. So what we are saying here is that the factors of the number 9, starting from the lowest, are 1, 3 and 9 itself, because these are the numbers you can multiply to get the number 9. If you multiply 2 times 3, will it give you 9? No. If you multiply 2 times 9, will it give you 9? No. So number 2 is not a factor of 9. The only factors of 9 are 1, 3, and 9 itself. Okay? Yes. So here is a summary of all that we have been talking about. We have learned today that factors are numbers you can multiply to get a given number, or it is a number which exactly divides the given number without a remainder. We have also learned that number 1 is a factor of every number. Every number is a factor of itself. Don't forget that. You must add that number itself. The factors of a number is always less than the number except itself. Yes. The last factor of a number is the number itself. That number itself is what you write last. Now, every number except 1 has at least 2 factors. This covers everything we have learned today. Please don't forget this point. This is our summary, okay? Now, I want you to do some practice and have fun while practicing, okay? They're just 5 questions. I'm sure this shouldn't be difficult for you. Remember, you can always ask me any question, okay? All right then. Don't forget to love this math class, okay? Till next time.